We're starting to do a lot more trot work now. As soon as I get Samba tacked up and ready to go, she doesn't want to do flexion. She doesn't want to do move out and all of that boring stuff that we do every day. She wants to trot. So we've been doing a lot of trotting in hand. She's getting the feeling of it. And I just try to stay with her. She seems to be experimenting with going faster, going slower, putting her head here and there. And I'm just trying to keep up with her. She's starting to make a bigger circle here. Now she's stepping nicely into a walk. And then she wants to go again. Usually to get her to stop, I have to just let her go for quite a while at the trot until she's ready to walk or stop. So here she agrees to walk for a bit. And I accidentally run her right over the bucket right there. And I'm kind of experimenting with the feeling of trying to do turn in and move out with her at the trot. And I want to also develop a little more tempo. Right now, her tempo's all over the place. Fast, slow, big steps, small steps. So here she's really, well, there she just happened to notice the cameraman sitting there in a folding lawn chair. But toward the end here, she starts to really develop a nice even tempo. She gets really strong right here, and I'm really reaching my hands forward to try to not be so heavy on her mouth. But she's creating the pressure, so I'm just trying to keep up with her. And there's a nice stop. Here we're going in the other direction, and instead of letting her just keep barging forward into a trot, I'm trying to do some stop and go with her. And she's really eager to trot. You told me not to discourage her from trotting, but I thought, well, I kind of need to make her obedient so she just doesn't think she can run all over me. So I'm asking her to stop. She's quite heavy, and she does finally stop for a second, and then she wants to go again. I keep having to give her these mechanical corrections to make her stop. And at some point, she starts trotting again, and I say, okay, it looks like we're going to do some trotting now. And she does start to do a nice even trot. Her tail is swinging so nicely. I would love to get Prairie doing something like this. Normally, getting mounted up is not a big deal to see in the video, but this is a big deal because she started to walk away like she does every morning. Just as I start to put my foot in the stirrup, and I snatched the reins a little bit and said, eh! And she knows very clearly what that means, and so she stood still. That is a big accomplishment. Here we have a series of stops. We're just doing stop and go. And I say ho, and she doesn't stop.
She does not know what ho means.
So you're going to see a few of these here. Here she comes around again. I'm trying to sit up, raise my hands just a little bit without pulling. And if I have to, I give her a mechanical aid to make her stop. And then I ask her to soften. So usually what she's doing here is she will raise her head when she stops, but then she'll put it back down again. And I'm making her wait here just a little bit. It kind of seems like I have to relearn this every day. I'm still not getting it great, but she is learning that she's supposed to put her head down when she's standing still, at least. This is just a series of stops. So that one wasn't too bad. I say walk, and she starts to walk. So we're going to do a little bit of trotting under saddle here.
She read your mind.
Even before I said trot, she was already trotting. Sometimes my husband will say, "Are you going to T-R-O-T?" Because if you say trot, she will. So she's going around pretty nicely here. She starts to feel a little stronger and bouncier as we go. And I asked for walk there, and she is not walking. She wants to keep trotting. And I asked her for walk again. She stopped altogether, so I rewarded that. I forgot that I was supposed to turn her in and do a little circle when she gets strong like that. But now that I've remembered it, I will definitely do that again. I had to give her kind of a strong mechanical correction there because she was headed right for the cameraman. I didn't want her to run him over. So when she's trotting here, she's doing it of her own volition. I'm not asking her for it. And it seems like I'm a little pitched forward, don't you think? I mean, it seems like my posture is a little bit forward and my hands are a little bouncy. I'm just trying to keep myself as relaxed as possible and just stay balanced in the center of the saddle. And I asked for walk there, and she complied.
Yes, you did good.
Her head's kind of up, but that's as good as I can do. Okay, now I am trying to tell her, okay, I'm making the decisions here. We're not going to trot anymore. We're going to walk and do some stops, and that's it. So she does kind of settle down and accept that instead of putting her head up in the air. She's got a big walk going here, but she feels under control. She doesn't feel like she's going to suddenly go deet 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 and start trotting again. And we do a little change of direction here. Her head kind of pops up a bit, but she settles back down. I think next time when we trot, I'm going to try just resting my hands on the front of the saddle a little bit so they don't bounce around so much. And I kind of get the muscle memory of keeping my hands in one steady spot. Here we're going to do a little move out for the camera. And one more little move out. And I think she did pretty good today.